Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Friday morning safety meeting. Going to be pretty short and sweet today. Not had a lot of crazy stuff happen out there, which is good. We'll get right into inspections. This week for inspections, we had 3 that were clean and 1 that was not. The one that was not, we knew about. It happened last week. They called me immediately, told me what happened, and it was something that, it was kind of a misunderstanding, so not too upset about it this week. We actually did pretty well. For the 3 clean inspection recipients, I would like to give a shout out to Terrence Bivens, Lee Edwards, and Greg Prayer. These are 3 names that you hear often because they always get clean inspections. So great work. I want to say this is Terrence's 2nd clean inspection just this month already, maybe even 3rd. I'd have to look, but I know he's got at least 2. So, gentlemen, great work. These CSA scores, we're starting to look much better. Our trend is looking good. We need to continue it. Just keep hammering down and, be ready for anything out there. I get to deliver some very sad news today. OmniTrax, where I was able to go, if you moved your truck, a parking spot or something like that at a truck stop and it accidentally kicked you in drive, I used to be able to go in and fix that. As of Tuesday, I no longer can. So, what that means is, if you accidentally move your truck, there is nothing I can do. One thing that is going to be very, very important, and we have not done a very good job of it because you didn't have to really. I mean, we were supposed to do it, but you could say, hey Ryan, the shop drove my truck, can you fix that? And I could have. Now, going forward, I will not be able to. So, when you go to the shop, you need to make sure that you are logging the mechanics in whenever they're working on your truck, so that way you don't have any unassigned drive time. I've had multiple people say, well, I was at the Henderson shop, shouldn't they know how to log me in? No, they shouldn't. That's not their job. Their job is to repair the trucks and make sure they're going to be legal once they're on the road. We need to make sure that we are logging those mechanics in when they're working on the truck, and then when they're done, log them out, and then that way you won't have any drive time that goes against you. So for the shop on the van side, to log them in, the username is test, T-E-S-T, and the password is shop. Very easy. Now on the refrigerated side, the username is ELHT test, QC, and the password will be 1234. So I know this is going to be a trying time for a lot of us because a lot of people do not remember to log the shop out. A lot of people don't watch the safety meeting. So we'll be sending a message out over the Qualcomm, but this is it's very, very unfortunate. I'm going to keep my opinions to myself because they're just that, they're opinions. So it stinks, it's unfortunate. It's just something we're going to have to learn to do. So keep in mind, you go to the shop, log the mechanics in. When they're done, log them out, log yourselves back in. There will be no unassigned drive time, and that way you could get your break in or time towards your 70. Seat belts. I want to reiterate the importance of wearing your seat belt out on the road. Our Smart Drive cameras, they can tell if you've got a seat belt on because they've got a sensor in them. So that's going to be a good tool for us. I'm sure everybody knows what can happen if you're out there not wearing a seat belt. It's there to protect your life. So there's really no excuse for not wearing it. And if we catch people on Smart Drive not wearing it, you're going to be coming to the yard. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's not something that is suggested. It's a legal requirement. It's a company policy, and it's something that is there to protect you. So we must be wearing seat belts at all time. There are no excuses for not wearing a seat belt. My least favorite is, well, it's not comfortable. Well, I can guarantee you that what could happen from not wearing a seat belt isn't very comfortable either. So please, make sure that you are wearing that, not just for you, but for your family, so you can make it home in one piece. Arrive and depart calls. As you saw in the message this week, operations, I think they're still having issues with people calling in or maybe not calling in because we still see messages about doing the arrive and depart calls. Yes, it might seem redundant, but there could be something that you missed, and that could be the difference of you getting to a customer, getting in and out, or running into a bunch of hiccups once you get there. So make sure you're doing those arrive to park calls. Once again, it is a requirement, so just suck it up, get it done, get it over with, and then continue on with your load. This is new for this area, I guess. Well, I guess it's new enough to where they start talking about it on the national trucking news forums. So they said there are an uptick of trailer thefts in southwestern Illinois. Guess where Caseyville is? We are in the middle of where they're saying this is happening. So they're saying it is in the southwestern Illinois area, but they specified Cahokia, Caseyville, Belleville, East St. Louis, Fairview Heights. This area right here, mainly, I think don't slaughter me here for getting the truck stop wrong. It's the one up on 255 there in Allerton. Is it a Pilot? It's Pilot, I think. I think that is one of the locations where they've had the most issues. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is we have a lot of drivers that park there. The yard is just mere miles down the road. Please, I know some people, you guys don't like to come into the yard, don't like to see us, whatever. Come to the yard, especially if you've got a loaded trailer. And, the last thing we want is to have to tell a customer, hey, something happened to this trailer. It was 3 miles at a truck stop up the road. So please keep that in mind. Make sure you're locking them. Make sure everything's secured. Make sure you've got your belongings hidden away. If you're not in the truck, kind of, stash your electronics and things like that so, you don't give someone a reason to bust your window open. I know that's sad to say, it's the world we live in. So keep that in mind, food for thought. If you're close to the yard, just come here. We've got secured parking. There's a lot of people here, and you don't have anything to worry about, I hope. Mississippi, Tennessee, and Louisiana, this weekend they're doing the line-to-line traffic safety enforcement. Get it? State line to state line. Clever. They're doing that all weekend. As you know, it's a holiday weekend. Pools are opening. People are getting vaccinated, and people are going to be traveling. I saw a picture of the St. Louis airport yesterday, and it looked insane. So keep that in mind for this weekend as well. But that is why Mississippi, Tennessee, Louisiana, they're doing this enforcement. So they actually came together and, gave it a name. No matter where you're at this weekend, they're going to be ramping up enforcement. You're going to see state patrols out, which means they can be doing DOT inspections. But mainly what they're going to be looking for is the people out on the road that are impaired, people that shouldn't be out there, the late night drivers, if you will. So that's what they're going to be looking for. But I can certainly assure that if they see, a semi doing something, they will pull you over too. So please, please be on the lookout, be ready, stay under the speed limit, watch our following distance, which is another thing I want to cover. Since we've gotten these dash cams, I get to see just a glimpse of some of the stuff that you all have to deal with out there. The amount of people that cut you guys off is astonishing to me because, well, I guess they don't realize what the repercussions are if, you can't get stopped in time or, anything like that, heaven forbid, would happen. But I also have to say this. We've got some bumper riders in the fleet, and I'm not very happy with it. I've seen folks leave themselves 0.2 of a second following distance. Are you serious? Are you serious? So, a car's going in the lane, we're going in the passing lane. That car's not even all the way past us, and we're already moving over. They hit their brakes, we sideswipe them, knock them into the median, or knock them into the ditch on the side of the road. So, and you guys are going to be getting calls. If you get a call from me, that's why. But what I'm going to start doing, which I've talked to some people about this, sending you copies of these videos so you could see exactly what I'm seeing. But the one thing that is the most disheartening is when I do send one of those videos and I get a call back and they say, I don't see anything that I did wrong. That's very scary. Some of you I would not want to be on the road with, I'll be honest with you. I would, if I saw your truck on the interstate, I would probably take an early lunch with the way I've seen some people drive. And I'm not trying to be funny. It is truly, truly scary. So we've got a lot of folks out there that do a darn good job, that are leaving good following distance. And I have the ability, you know, to give kudos if I see something good, which I've done a few times. But I've seen so much that is just utterly alarming, and it's very, very scary. And some of you are going to be coming through the yard because, like I said, I don't want my family near some of you out there on the interstate after what I've seen. So I know that sounds harsh, but it's the truth, and we'll get it taken care of, though. We'll get to the bottom of it. You know, you come in, see what we see, and we can discuss it from there. And of course, if anybody has questions or concerns, obviously you can let us know as well. But I am starting to see, you know, some of the maniacs that you run into out there on the interstates. So we need to do our part and proactively protect ourselves. The last thing that I want to cover, there is a new Love's in Walsenburg, Colorado on I-25. I believe that's kind of near Pueblo, maybe, I think. But on I-25, 60 parking spots. We're in Colorado all the time. I don't know how often we get down in that area, but if you are there and you need a place to stop, there are 60 new parking spots. Because as you all know, we can't fix ours like we could prior, so we're going to have to be utilizing these parking spots a lot more. So sorry for that, you know, horrible news. It was a shock to the gut whenever they told me, and it's one of those things. It happens, or it has happened, and there's nothing we can do about it. So, of course, you know, I'll write a letter, but we'll see what happens. I've not gotten too far with that, but at least we could say we tried. So, if anybody needs anything, please let me know. I hope everybody has a safe weekend. Please watch out for, you know, the crazies out on the road. You're going to see extended travel times because of traffic, especially in the cities. There's going to be a lot of people out and about this weekend. It's kind of like the Freedom's first ring of 2021 after the after the coronavirus. So there's going to be a lot of people traveling. So protect yourselves. If you need anything, please let me know. Thank you.